Hey guys, it's Hezzy here back at it with another video, and today I'm going to tell you NBA stories that are too crazy and too weird that they must be true and cannot be made up. Before we start, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. At number 10, we got Charles Barkley throwing a person out of the window. Charles Barkley is one of the greatest players never to win a championship in the NBA and is one of the biggest characters on and off the court in the league. It does not take much to get an outspoken Sir Charles riled up while always wearing his heart on his sleeve, and it has often landed him into big trouble throughout his NBA career. In 1997, Barkley found himself in an altercating at an Orlando bar where someone hurled a drink at him. The kid, who was almost a foot shorter than Charles Barkley, was picked up by Charles, and this man threw him out of the window. There were no regrets displayed by Charles. The judge asked at the trial if Barkley had any regrets, and he replied, "Yeah, I regret that this was on the first floor." It's just classic Charles, man. Classic Charles. Number 9, we got James Worthy getting stung by 2 undercover cops. On the road, it can get really boring. Legendary Lakers forward James Worthy wanted to ask a couple of prostitutes to battle his boredom before a game in Houston in 1990. Sadly for Worthy, the woman in question proved to be undercover police officers. Worthy was thrown in jail that afternoon. Just as Rockets and Lakers were tipping off, he was released on a $500 bill. During the second quarter, Worthy arrived at the stadium to hear great cheers from the crowd. In an overtime Lakers victory, Worthy managed to contribute 24 points. Indeed, a strange day for Worthy, who had to find new ways to cope with his boredom. At number 7, we got Jason Terry gets a tattoo of NBA championship the year before he wins a ring. Basketball players are not normally low on confidence, but few players fit Jason Terry, as he rolled back his sleeve to show his new tattoo that he got in October 2010 at preseason get-together with his teammates. The tattoo was the Larry O'Brien and was on his right bicep. His teammate mostly thought that it was nuts and did not know what he was doing. The Mavs were a decent team at that time, but there were more fancy teams to win this championship. LeBron James had just signed for Miami, and people were waiting for the league to be dominated by the Big Three. And in the finals, it would be the Heat versus the Mavs. Terry did everything he could to ensure that the right tattoo was his impulsive preseason decision, dropping 19 points in first half in Game 6. In the end, the Mavs won the championship. At number 6, we got Allen Iverson, All-Star MVP. Let's be real, nobody, especially the players, really takes the All-Star weekend that serious. But Allen Iverson took things to another level in 2001. This man literally started partying for 72 hours straight, not even stopping to sleep. He then turned up for the All-Star game on Sunday, having 25 points, 15 of which came in the final 9 minutes, and being named the MVP of the game. All-Star game are an anti-climax too much, but the 201 matchups were really a perfect matchup. The fourth quarter of the East rallying to win 111 to 110. AI put on one of this history's most unforgettable All-Star shows, but he probably did not have much of his own recollection of it. At least, AI gave fans a great story to tell about the weekend's strung out success. At number 5, we got Bison Dale is mysteriously murdered at sea. One of the most enigmatic and eccentric personalities the NBA has ever known was Bison Dale. but nothing was more mysterious than the tragic way in which he lost his life. After 8 years as an NBA center, Bazendale walked away from the $36.45 million left on his contract with the Pistons. Dale claimed he had earned enough to walk away from the game, citing a desire to find himself. Dale, who changed his name from Brian Williams in 1998, wandered the world on his yacht he named Hakuna Matata with his friend, and eventually his brother Miles Dabbard, previously known as Kevin Williams. The Williams brother had reportedly had a difficult relationship growing up, and all tensions were inflamed at sea. No one is quite sure what happened, but it is believed that the board shot and killed all the people on the crew. So what happened was that his brother killed everyone on crew. At number 4, we got Texas businessman buys the Dallas Mavericks to gift his basketball-loving wife. Some men only know how a woman should be handled, but only a Texas businessman will buy an NBA franchise as a gift for his wife. That's exactly what businessman Don Carter did when he purchased his first professional basketball team from Dallas. His wife, Linda Jo, was a basketball guru, according to Carter. Carter said he was stupid enough to promise her a basketball team and had to keep that promise, despite admitting he knew nothing about basketball. The Mavericks cost Carter a cool $12 million as an expansion team in 1978, and the remainder is history. When the Mavs won their first and only NBA championship in 2011, Mark Cuban graciously let Don Carter embrace the trophy. At number 3, we got Jason Williams accidentally shooting his chauffeur. Jason Williams had been a popular player for the New Jersey Nets, making the All-Star team in 1997 and 98 before his career being ended through injury. His life went down a dark path and eventually spiraled into tragedy, where he never recovered. In 2002, when driving around his estate, Williams was playing with a gun which accidentally went off, killing his limo driver, Costa Chirostove. It took 8 years for Williams to be finally sentenced to 5 years of jail, in which he served only 18 months. Williams has reportedly been haunted by events of that night in 2002 and has found himself battling substance abuse and suicidal tendencies, a fight Williams is battling to this day. But the main moral of the story is, just don't play with guns, kids. At number 2, we got Dennis Rodman becomes BFFs with Kim Jong-un. The North Korean dictator is not a big fan of human rights, but he is apparently a big fan of the Chicago Bulls. Bulls legend Dennis Rodman made a global news when he visited Kim Jong-un and later returning with a bunch of average NBA players to play an exhibition game. There will never be another basketball player. In fact, there will never be another human being like Dennis Rodman. As such, it almost wasn't even that shocking when Rodman became ambassador for sport diplomacy when he visited North Korea to meet the leader. Rodman was heavily criticized by politicians and many in the new media, but the visit gave the world a glimpse into the otherwise inaccessible nation. So, we should thank Dennis Rodman for helping us gain some insight on this foreign country. At number 1, we got Paul Pierce was stabbed 11 times mid-season and still played every single game in that season. Approaching the final years of his career, Paul Pierce can look back at a Hall of Fame career plus an NBA ring, but he so easily could not have experienced any of it. In September 2000, In only his third year with the Celtics, at the age of 22, at a private club in Boston, Pierce was stabbed over the head with a bottle and stabbed 11 times in his chest. His life was saved by his teammate Tony Batty, who rushed Pierce to a hospital, where he underwent lung surgery. It is a miracle that Pierce survived such a brutal attack. Those who witnessed the event, which was instigated by failed Boston rap group the Mad Men, would never have believed Pierce would one day lift the NBA trophy for the Celtics. Even more amazing, the stabbing didn't cause Pierce to miss a single game. In fact, Pierce was the only Celtic player who played all 82 games in the 2000-2001 season despite this injury. This is truly a miracle. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Hope you like it and subscribe. As always, it's your boy Hezzy and I'm out.